Wow. It is official, guys. Mike Babcock has officially been relieved of his coaching duties, being head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is honestly pretty crazy. Don Cherry last week, this week, the most, arguably one of the best coaches in Canadian history, is relieved of his head coach position on the Toronto Maple Leafs. This has been a pretty crazy, I guess, chain of events here. You know what? I think we all kind of saw this coming, but at the same time, we didn't at all, because Mike Babcock's legacy is just so strong that it really kept him afloat for so long. From the Toronto Maple Leafs perspective, especially the fans, they've been screaming for Mike Babcock's head since last playoffs, when he was kind of refusing to play Matthews in the playoffs against Boston. But I am kind of shocked that we see this already. I guess we're already 20 games in, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have easily been, one of the most disappointing teams so far this season. And it's not necessarily Babcock's fault. I mean, obviously, Babcock, in the past, he's had the ability to coach, weaker teams to be way stronger, which is why he got this reputation of having, such amazing coaching skills. I'm a big fan of Babcock. I love Babcock. I think he's a great Saskatchewan boy. And it's really sad to see, because again, he has such an amazing legacy. And never did I think, when the Toronto Maple Leafs signed Babcock, that he would be fired. Just crazy, guys. I don't even know what to say. But what I will say is the Toronto Maple Leafs obviously were in desperate need of a change of scenery here, because Babcock just clearly wasn't aligning well with the players put in place by Dubas, and something needed to be changed. And you know what? I'm not going to necessarily, it's all Babcock's fault. Dubas needs to put in the right pieces in place, and they need to mesh well with Babcock's system. Now, I'm not saying that Babcock could have done a better job, because he definitely could have. But it's just this is just crazy, guys. Again, I feel like we all saw this coming, because when you have a team like the Toronto Maple Leafs, you have guys like Austin Matthews, John Tavares, Mitch Marner, Morgan Riley, good goaltending. Something is wrong when your team is losing so many games, and right now, obviously the Toronto Maple Leafs aren't looking like a playoff team, and that's just not really acceptable when you have such a great core of young players who are just getting better. And so obviously something was wrong here, and Mike Babcock has officially been fired. Sorry guys, this is just kind of a hot take video. I'm still just very surprised. I'm looking for some any new news here. And I guess also one thing to add is Sheldon Keefe has also been named the club's new head coach. I don't know if that's permanent head coach, or perhaps he might get replaced afterwards. But very interesting, guys. What do you guys think about the situation? I'm still pretty speechless. Again, Toronto Maple Leafs fans have just been screaming this relentlessly at this poor guy to have his head cut off here, and it finally happens. What I will say, though, is that Babcock does want to remain a coach within the NHL. There's going to be a bunch of teams that are going to be looking to hire a guy like Babcock. Even though this season has not been turning out well whatsoever, Babcock is still one of those top coaches within the NHL, and he'll have no problem finding a job this season, if not next season. But still very surprising, guys. When I look at the Leafs, though, you know what? I'm not going to say it's all Babcock's fault. I'm just not whatsoever. We look at a trade that just happened, Nazem Kadri for Tyson Barrie and Kerfoot. Barrie has just been not performing well whatsoever. He's been very disappointing, and a lot of people are pointing heads towards that. And also, the Toronto Maple Leafs blue line has just been suspect for years now. They've been really relying on guys like Morgan Riley to carry their whole entire defensive core, and that's just not enough. And again, I'm a firm believer that the William Nylander contract is still ridiculous, and I feel like they should still reevaluate potentially shipping him off and bolstering either their depth. I mean, they do have good depth pieces, or trading for another top four defenseman, because again, even if they get a new coach, that may revitalize something and add in some energy within the roster, and hopefully they get something out of a new coach. But still, there's still a lot of internal issues here. Some issues that will get fixed eventually with some good prospects coming up in the pipeline, like Timothy Liljegren or Sandin. But for the time being, I would still say that the Toronto Maple Leafs still need to do something to change up the roster, defense, something here, because Babcock, again, he could have done more, but the Leafs are still missing something. They're still missing some pieces, which is why I'm surprised he gets fired already. you know what? I was kind of looking past all the Leafs screaming fire Babcock and trying to formulate my own opinion based on, you know, Babcock, what he's done in the past and what I know he can still do. So to see that the team doesn't make any changes, they've been dealing with injuries, and then they go and fire Babcock, I'm surprised, but I'm not, you know, it's not like I didn't see this coming. Being the coach of the center of the hockey universe in Toronto is a very, very tough position. Even to be a player on the Toronto Maple Leafs is a very, very tough position compared to other markets. Now, again, if this was another team though, if this was another coach that wasn't Babcock or the other coach would have been gone a while ago. There's no way the reason why Babcock stayed so long is because of he's Babcock, he's Mike Babcock. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think? Because I'm personally still mind blown. So through 23 games so far this season, the Toronto Maple Leafs currently have a record of 9, 10, and 4 for 22 points, which currently puts them 10th place in the whole entire Eastern Conference. Definitely not a good position considering how much firepower the Leafs have. But what do you guys think though? Will a new head coach fix all the issues, or the Toronto Maple Leafs continue to struggle until they change something up? Again, I'm still very surprised. Sorry, this video is a bit rambling. I'm also very sick today. I don't know if you can tell. I'm also going on my November. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, I'm very surprised. This is just crazy news. Let me know what you guys think down below. See you guys later.